Well, this morning on Today Food, we are thinking about Thanksgiving. So, with us all the way from Florida's Amelia Island, Chef Garrett Gooch. He is the executive chef at the Ritz-Carlton Resort there. He oversees 5 restaurants, including a fantastic spot called Salt, where they feature, you guessed it, salt. More than 40 different salts from around the world. This morning, Chef Garrett is here to help us whip up some side dishes that will go great with your turkey. But these are also dishes that you could just make on a random Tuesday night, too.
Exactly.
I want to start with the salt because you got some really cool salts here. Walk me through what we're looking at.
So what we have here is a citrus salt that can be paired great with any kind of appetizer, salad, even a light fish.
Yeah.
Next to it, you have a truffle Parmesan salt.
Okay.
You know, perfect for fries or anything along that. And we have a black garlic salt. And then at the very end is a nice spicy ghost pepper salt. So you want to be very little.
Moderation
is important on that
ghost
one.
pepper salt.
How salty is that? I mean, how peppery is it?
It's peppery, baby.
Pepper salt.
Just
There you go. Just a little bit is perfect for it.
That's good. So you can, ooh, you're right. That does have a little bite. You can use salt to really spruce up a dish.
Spruce up a dish. Give you a whole nother flavor component profile to go along with it.
That is, wow, you're right. All right, let's start with this. Start with this.
So what we have here is something that's a staple. It's a butternut squash soup that I love to do. Anytime it starts to get fall, you know, what you do is you get a butternut squash, you cut it in half, and then you want to make sure you can scoop it out. You can scoop it out with a spoon, ice cream scoop, anything along those lines. You're just trying to get the seeds out so that way you can get it to a point where you're going to get it in the oven and roast it and season it up.
Okay.
The trick for cutting the squash, I find that to be very difficult.
So, big sharp knife.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to cut the bottom off, make it flat so it won't roll on you.
Yeah.
So you get a nice spot there. But next, what I would like to do is I take the butter, throw it in the middle. Right? As it starts
that's
to melt,
a pro tip.
Yeah, as it starts to melt, you get that nice component that goes along with it. Sprinkle salt,
of course,
cinnamon,
just regular salt, or use
regular salt. This one I like to do regular salt because you're not trying to pull from those other flavors.
And why do you put the butter in there?
Because as it melts down, it's going to start to absorb in as it starts to get soft. Because you can, yes, there you go. But it's noticed it's not a lot of butter. I try to keep it a little healthy there. Vanilla bean. Vanilla bean.
Oh, yeah.
And then the best part, you know, you drizzle a little bit of honey over the top of it.
Oh, this is next level.
As it starts to roast, you know, it's going to absorb those flavors and make it very flavorful.
All right, so we throw that in the oven at what temperature?
So I do about 350 until it's about tender. It's going to be about 35, maybe 40 minutes until you get it tender enough that you can be able to get your finished product here. So what I like to do is you get this juice, the butter and everything, how it stays in the middle. You want to make sure you throw that inside here and get all the butternut squash inside.
And what were we simmering in this pot before we added the squash?
In that pot right there, we have Vidalia onions, Granny Smith apples that I peel and throw in, and I like to saute
The crowd goes wild. I seem to like it.
So good.
So you get a nice little caramelization on it. You want it translucent, but then I like to deglaze with apple cider around the season, you know. I know it's time to make this when I go into the grocery store and I see it on sale.
That's the
time when I know I'm making this. I make it probably 3 or 4 times a year at my house.
Chef, could you make this and then freeze it?
I do, actually. Right now, I just made it last week, and I have a small batch cryovac in my freezer, so I make a big batch of it, and then I kind of like...
Could you make it for us, and then we'll freeze it?
I can. Give it right up here for you.
All right, so throw that in. We've got about 90 seconds left.
Vegetable stock, right? And so then you come over. You're going to add your cream, your seasoning to taste.
And you can swap out the cream if you're...
Yeah, if you don't want to use
Why would you? Don't.
You know, you make it
the right way.
Come on.
You hit the button, you go. Nice, boom, and then there you are.
And then you present in these nice little pumpkins, these half pumpkins.
So I like to do it. It's just a fun little way to spice up the different dish that you're going to do.
Seems like you roasted the pumpkin.
I did. Yeah. I roasted the pumpkin. You take out the seeds, same way you do the butternut squash. Little oil, little salt, pepper.
And then that pumpkin. No, I'm just kidding.
and really quickly here, you wrap with a beet salad.
Beets. So I like to use red wine vinegar with my red beets. It helps intensify the flavor. Wow. But it's also a little trick I like. You know, once you start to peel the beets and you cut them, little oil, thyme, everything in there, and the vinegar. So once you go to your salad part, you're just adding olive oil, and it's already like you have a dressing on top of there. You know, we do a nice little thin sliced beet.
Be careful with that mandolin. I had a nasty accident
Pick it up.
with one of those.
Yep, you want to be very careful with it. So you just do a nice thin. Yeah. And then you're going to just overlap your beet.
Why do you peel after? Is it because it's easier?
Well, it's easier to peel after once you cook it nice and tender. You can use a paper towel, so that way it keeps your hands from staining.
And there's the finished product.
And you have your finished product.
Boys and girls, what's the verdict?
Unbelievable.
Perfect time of year.
Chef Garrett.
Thank you.
Chef Garrett, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was wonderful.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to try this beet salad now. If you want the full recipes, by the way, it's today.com/food.
It is Superfood Friday, and we are taking the stress out of planning your Thanksgiving menu. Maybe you want to try something new this year. So today, nutritionist Joy Bauer joins us with 2 tasty side dishes. Good morning.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, guys. I love this holiday, and let me tell you, we go big in my house. I have a gigantic family, and my brother-in-law is typically in charge of the turkey, and I take over. Oh, there they are. That's everybody.
Wow. Huge.
It is huge, and I take over the creative, sort of healthy-ish sides. And I have 2 that I'm going to show you. I'm personally drooling over them, and I hope that you guys love them too.
Well, let's start with mac and cheese.
So this is a sweet potato mac and cheese. And what I've done here is I swiftly replaced the white elbow macaronis with roasted sweet potatoes. So you know that we've already injected a whole lot of nutrition into this meal. But I promise you, you're not going to miss the velvety cheese sauce and the comfort food feel. So here, we're going to make the cheese sauce while those sweet potatoes are roasting in the oven. And it's very simple. I have a little bit of milk, and I'm adding in salt, pepper, and nutmeg. The nutmeg gives it that cozy mac and cheese flavor. And while this simmers, we're doing sort of sped up cooking. I put in a slurry that's a little bit of cornstarch with some milk to thicken it up. And then, of course, you have your sharp shredded cheddar. I also put in a little bit of parm because we want it really luscious, and a little bit of butter because I really want to give it that
it's still
creamy, luxurious. Yes, absolutely. So let me
that
show
you're doing
you
this, but you're losing the pasta. So it's like you get one but not both, kind of a thing.
Exactly. You definitely have the cheese sauce. And look, like if people want to pull back on some of the saturated fat in the cheese sauce, you can use the 2% cheese as well. Let me show you how creamy this comes out. So this is how it thickens up. And I'm going to pour it right over the entire sweet potato.
So you made that bechamel with cheese. That's amazing.
Exactly. And you mix the entire thing up. And of course, more cheese is only going to be better. So I add on a little bit extra shredded cheddar and then a little bit of the parm. You pop this back in the oven until it is ooey gooey and just bubbly. And let me show you what this is.
Because this is really, really, really cheesy. I love it.
Yeah, okay, so decadent.
So you're going bacon. You're going bacon on us.
Yes, this is the beauty.
Yeah, we've got it here. It's fantastic.
She's going after your poon now. Your sweet potato poon's under attack.
Glad you clarified. Bacon carrots.
Bacon it is. I am going there for you, Al. And by the way, normally I use turkey bacon, but I had a request for you, Al, to go with the regular bacon, and Ian is in heaven.
Thank you.
Okay. So here we have your carrots, and all I'm going to do is mix them like this with a little bit of olive oil, a little salt, a little pepper, and you won't believe how easy this is. So you take a piece of bacon, and you're just going to wrap it snugly.
And then how long do you bake that? How long do you bake that in the oven?
So you'll bake this in the oven for about 30 minutes. Let me grab this out of here. You know Ian is here taking my food.
Hi, Ian.
Thanks, E. And now you take it out at the 30-minute mark, and just to bring it over the top, I brush on some maple syrup, and I put it back into the oven for just 10 minutes. And I'm telling you guys,
this is amazing, Joy.
And you know what? You don't even have to just do this for Thanksgiving. This can just be a side. Yeah,
that's right. And in fact, you know,
and you saw how easy it was.
I know why Joy included bacon and has kind of lost her mind with all the cheese. Tomorrow's her birthday. And she's just throwing caution to the wind. Happy birthday, Joy.
Happy birthday. We love you.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Joy. Well, for these recipes, as always, you can head to today.com/food as we step our faces. We'll be right back.
Say the secret word.
All right, this morning on Today Food, we're giving you one more thing to feel thankful for. You may have been working for days, your kitchen's stuffed to the brim, but you're still worried about having enough food. Well, if you think you could use one extra side dish, don't panic. Our chefs have recipes that you can make in a snap. And the best part, you probably have a lot of these ingredients on hand already. Anthony Scotto, Fresco by Scotto, he is here to help. Always good to see you, my friend.
Pleasure, sir. Nice to see you.
So is Amanda Cohen, executive chef of Dirt Candy here in New York City. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Mr. Scotto, let's start with you. What are we making?
We're making a stuffing,
Okay.
which traditionally is always in a bird.
Yes.
But we're not putting that in a bird because you would call it a...
My mother calls it dressing, Anthony. She calls it dressing, but we'll call it stuffing
All right.
for you.
So this is my mom's recipe.
Oh, wow.
It's something that's been brought to my restaurant at Fresco by Scotto for 25 years. It's been the most unbelievable dish that everybody wants to have as a side.
Okay.
Let me start with it.
What are the ingredients?
Sausage, ground beef, ground veal, mozzarella, long grain rice, Parmesan cheese, little onion, olive oil, and chicken stock.
If you don't have the long grain, let's say you want brown rice or wild rice, could you swap it out?
Easily substituted.
Okay.
So I just sauteed some of our sausage. I'm going to put a little onion in here. I'm going to put a little bit of ground beef.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to saute this off. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to saute it off.
Little veal, salt and pepper.
Little salt, little
Do
dash.
a little pepper for me, please?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to let this saute down. We're going to let it crumble up. This is eventually what it's going to look like. You're going to have your sausage, your veal, your ground beef. You're going to let it cool.
Let it cool first.
You're going to do your long grain rice a little bit al dente. You're going to let it cool.
Okay.
Then we're going to add the ingredients together. So we're going to have the sausage, the veal, and
all in a
ground
casserole
beef.
dish. Just
All in a casserole dish. Mozzarella.
Is that chicken stock there?
Yes, I'm going to tell you the reason why. Parmesan cheese. Obviously the rice.
Mm-hmm. Rice on bottom and rice on top.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay.
And then you're going to have a little salt and pepper again to taste. And then the chicken stock. Chicken stock you need to bind. The whole deal about this dish, and the reason why it's so gooey and delicious, is you're going to keep it wrapped. You're going to bake it for about 25, 30 minutes because it's already cooked.
Yeah.
You're going to let the mozzarella get gooey.
Yep.
It's all yours.
Done.
Done.
What's the verdict, ladies?
Are you kidding me?
Delicious.
Done.
Oh, my goodness.
I can just eat them.
I've never tasted anything like this.
Yes, thank you.
This is new.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is good.
It is good, yes.
I've never had that either.
Yeah.
You've been holding back on me.
Yes.
Miss Cohen, as I start with my mouthful, what are we making?
We are making a Brussels sprout salad, something a little different. Normally we have roasted Brussels sprouts, but it's nice to have something fresh and bright and vibrant. It's pretty easy. Brussels sprouts, pecorino romano, dried fruit. We're using apricots today, lemon, hazelnuts, any nut you have in your kitchen, olive oil, salt.
And this is perfect considering the recall right now with regards to romaine.
Exactly.
You
Let's
know?
get rid of the romaine, get the Brussels
This
sprouts
could be
in.
Brussels sprouts' big moment here.
Right.
And arugula and spinach and some of the other ones as well. So how thinly are we
As
slicing?
thin as you can get it without cutting your fingers off.
I'm going to let you do that because, wow, you are a professional chef.
You can also do it on a mandolin.
A mandolin.
Also watch your fingers.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Use the guard.
Been there before.
You want to get it in the bowl and fluff it up as much as possible. You're breaking it down so that
Okay.
it's a little bit more like coleslaw. Then we have some sliced apricots. To that, I'm going to add our hazelnuts.
Now, could you swap out, let's say you don't like the hazelnuts.
Any kind of nut.
Any kind of nut.
Any
Okay.
kind of nut. Some chopped parsley, some olive oil, lemon juice.
This is pretty, it seems like it's pretty simple.
Yeah. I mean, it's Thanksgiving.
enough
You
for
don't
me
want to
to-
work that hard, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Toss this
And it's
together.
light and refreshing. I feel like so many
what I
other
like
things
about
are going to be
Exactly.
heavy on
Yeah.
your plate. We're almost finished with it, both of us.
Let's go over and sit down and enjoy your Brussels sprout salad and enjoy the Scotto dish here as well. We got some pie,
my
some
God.
wine. Have a sit down. Have a sit down.
So good.
Sit down.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. So you actually get to eat on Thanksgiving.
And that never
I actually get to sit on Thanksgiving.
For now. You're right over to the restaurant for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
Amanda Cohen, thank you. Anthony Scotto, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to both
Thanksgiving,
of you.
everybody.
For all of these recipes, you can head to today.com/food. It's
worth it.
We are back in a moment, but first, this is Today
Cheers.
on NBC.
Happy to be part of your family, too.
Happy
Cheers.
Thanksgiving.
Cheers. Nice to meet you.